Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to play along with So-Re 1 through 5. You'll learn to use the thumb of your right hand playing the open strings on your classical guitar. It's Dr. H here. If you're new, please subscribe, hit the like button, and ring the bell so that you don't miss the new play along videos and tips I'll be sharing in this series. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video where I'll be answering some bonus questions. Here we are for So-Re 1. 1, 2, ready, and... So that was So-Re 1. We did the top line, and then we skipped down and did the other top line underneath that. We're just using our thumb. The notes are G to D. Time for So-Re 2. 1, 2, ready, and... Next up is So-Re 3. 1, 2, ready, and... So now we're on to So-Re 4. This one has a lot more back and forth frequency. 1, 2, ready, and... Move on to So-Re 5 for you. Now this one has an 8th rest, and so we're going to hear a click, but I'm not going to play until the end after that click. 1, 2, ready, and we rest. 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 So that's So-Re 5, and as you can see, It's a little more difficult because we have switching back and forth between the strings. And then we also have rests, which is actually a stop in the sound. All right, so this is the bonus Q&A I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Here are some questions that you might have about playing on this play along. So why are the notes at the end longer? So if you look at the shape of the note, you'll see that it doesn't have a line that connects it to another one. And so these notes that are just a black dot with a stem or a stick are called quarter notes, and they're twice the length of eighth notes. The eighth notes being the ones that are connected by the line over the top or across the bottom. So that's why the notes at the end are longer, because they have a different shape, which indicates a different amount of time for them to last. So another question you may have is, how do I hold my hand when I'm playing these notes on the guitar? So the first thing that I would say is, when your hands are naturally down by their sides, that's a comfortable and natural position for them. So if you were just to bring that feeling and that shape of your hand up to rest on the strings of the guitar, you're going to be in a very natural position to try this. And so I would say take your two fingers, rest them on the bottom two strings, and that can be sort of a place of reference for your hand. And then your thumb is going to be able to play on those two middle strings alternately. So the way the thumb works when it plucks the string is basically you're pushing down into the guitar a little bit, slightly, not very severely, at a slight angle. Push down in the guitar, the string should sort of roll across the tip of your thumb and release. And then your thumb's going to rest on the string below the one you just played. So if I play the fourth string, my thumb's going to come to sit on the third string. And it just sits there and waits. And now that my thumb is on the third string, if I play it, it's going to just drop down to the second string and sit there. So that's the kind of action and the sound that you want to see. So you want to curve your fingers under. You notice that my thumb is not behind my fingers, right? I'm not playing like this where my thumb is behind my fingers. My fingers are ahead of the thumb, and I'm pushing down slightly until the string rolls across the side of my thumb and lets the thumb rest on the string below the one I'm playing. And that's basically the mechanics of how the thumb should work. One thing you definitely want to avoid is putting your thumb underneath the string and pulling up, because that will give you a snap, sort of a popping sound. And it's not the sound that we really want to hear every time we play a note. It may be okay for certain effects or a certain kind of feeling that we want to communicate, but for the most part, we just want a clear and sustaining guitar sound. So instead of pulling and getting under the string and pulling away, which is just sort of loud and shocking to hear, we want to push down into the string. We get a fuller sound with plenty of volume, and it's pleasant and beautiful for our listener and hopefully for ourselves. So another question you may have is, when you look at this book, you see two staves on the paper. And so just so you know, the top staff is always going to be the student part, and the staff below that is always going to be the teacher part. So even though you have two staves of music going on for every line, you're always looking at the top one when you go to play your part for these exercises. So that's all for today's play along. Hopefully you can use this video to improve your playing. I try to answer questions in the comments, so be sure to ask there. If you'd like to get to the next level and support the channel, then consider subscribing to my lesson platform that I'll have linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.